and today is no different. So I'm chatting to Nqobile Mtshali. Yeah!
Baby.
Nazo girl, that's the one. Listen, Nqobile, I'm so happy to have you on the catch up. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Be honest.
I am. Victoria, come on.
Fine. I'm glad. I'm excited to have you here, Nqobile, and I'm excited to find out about your music, your journey, your life, everything. Feel free, just to let us in, right? It's a safe space. Just give me a bit of a background. Whenever they ask you to tell you about themselves, about yourself, what do you say?
Okay, so Nqobile, I would say that I was born in Mpumalanga, and I am a child of, we 6 children, so the second born there.
Yeah.
And a child of 2 parents that were in ministry both. The father is a pastor, my mother is also a pastor as well.
Sure.
So I grew up in a place where it's more of ministry. And grew up along in Kagiso, West Rand. And yes, I am married and have 2 beautiful children. That is actually me. I grew up in ministry, and that's where my heart is. It's more of ministering in the area of having to bring people or draw people to Christ.
I love it. How was it growing up with 6 siblings? How many girls, how many boys?
So I am the second, which is the second girl.
Yeah.
And then the rest in J, it's all boys.
Wow.
So the ones that are coming after me are all boys. And I think one of the things my father has instilled in me was more of having to have that firstborn kind of experience.
Yeah.
So a lot of things, that's how my dad would treat me. I was like a firstborn. And so I would have to account, I would have to take leadership at home.
And also, like, if you guys were eating something together in one plate, if there's only one left, you can't have it, the smaller one must have it.
Yeah.
And then you always was like, but it's so unfair.
Yes.
Life is unfair.
Yeah.
Go through all of it.
And also sharing of the chores as well. I think if things are not well at home, my dad would ask me, why is this not well? And you need to I had to account. So I'd have to take ownership and leadership, making sure I divide the chores, making sure that the house is functioning well.
Yeah.
And also at church happened to also my dad appointing me to be a leader in youth department. So I think I've been instilled to that area of leadership from a young age.
Did you ever? Because the thing is, I know with a lot of people that grow up in the church, especially if you're a pastor's children, it's either, as you grow, you're going to just go even deeper into ministry because it's all you know, it's all you love, and, God is all you know. Or there'll be a season where you actually rebel and be like, you know what, I'm not doing this church thing. I am my own person. I'm going to live my own life. I'm going to explore because I was just closed in the church walls all my life. Which one are you?
Okay, so with me, generally, I had to grow up in a ministry. What happened was that there was a moment where I didn't want anything to do with this faith. And I think more was when growing up, looking at my father not only being my biological father but also spiritual father as well. So there were moments where he also had his own choices, fair share, whereby he did not go well at a certain period of time in his journey, and I looked up to him quite a lot. And I think when that experience actually took place, there was a point where I didn't want anything to do with this God.
Sure.
I didn't want to do anything, had nothing to do with faith or serving in a church generally, because I was so heartbroken to say, if this person that I hold so high regard does such a thing, where is God? And I think that was an opportunity for me to really become closer to God.
I love that.
But I did have my own share of experience where I made decisions which were not right at that particular season in my life. And I had to literally come back, and that's where I happened to meet my husband at a stage where I was really broken. And I think when he came by, I was like, hey, I want nothing to do with this faith. But the Lord used him actually to just bring me closer to God.
Yeah, I love it. And I think God is so wise, man. Sometimes he does allow certain things to happen for us to go through certain things. I think especially when it's things that we do, mistakes that we make, because at times it seems harsh, it feels harsh, embarrassing, whatever, shame, and. But I think that the minute you turn around, when he really grabs your heart and he turns it around, you never want to go back. You never want to be the same. You just, are gone for good in the ways of the Lord. So everything happens for a reason, and God does work all things together for our good, because surely, even your music now, sort of, there's something that you've drawn from those painful experiences, and God is now using you as a vessel to minister to others. We're not going to get deep yet, and we're not getting to the song yet. Give me 3 interesting things about you that a lot of people don't know.
All right. Well, I am working in an advertising company.
Okay.
One of the things, and also I know how to dance hip hop.
I'm a girl.
Yes. And one of the things as well is that I am a presenter. I'm good in presenting. Let me put it that way.
Are you trying to audition for my job? No. We can't do this. Let's take a break. I know. I'm just listening, especially just the last part where you say you did it, just as you said you would. It's even ministering for me, whenever we find ourselves in those places of fear, because at times God calls us for things that are seemingly much bigger than ourselves, and we are so afraid, and we're thinking, I'm just going to go there by myself. Lord, what do I have to say to these people, or how am I going to do this? And God says, it reminds me of that experience with Joshua, and says, don't be afraid, just go. I will be with you wherever you go. And then that moment of realizing that indeed, you did it. You were with me just as you promised, that God, will be there. If He's the one sending you, God will do the work. Through you. Your job is just to say yes.
Indeed. I mean, thinking about the fact that no one gets the praises and honor and glory.
Yeah.
So God is the one that's going to take the glory. So it's one of the things that we need to also emphasize on, that it's never about our own strength or our ability.
That's right.
But God does it for us.
Amen. It's also just that thing of learning to lean on God for everything. He will never ever call you to something that He won't give you capacity to be able to do. So who did you work with on this song? I asked you that question of, hey, who wrote this song for you? Listen. I want all the details.
All right, so I wrote this song, and by the help of my producer, Oshisana, Oshisana. He did the mastering, he did the production side.
No, tell them what I said, the one.
He is an amazing person to work with. I love his ethic, his work ethics, actually. It's one of the things that it's credible. Something that I would also advise any person who would want to go within this field. Because I think one of the things were, I just wanted to produce a song, I just wanted to release a song, but I didn't know the technicalities of where to go about it. After you release the song, what do you then go about it? And I think that's the frustration part about it, is that most of us, within our township, let me just specify, there's a bit of little information on where to go about once you've released the song, which organization that you need to go about it, and I think exactly. So these are the things that ought to be taught as well within our communities as well.
True.
So I'm grateful for him for actually taking me through the whole step, the whole process of where I need to go about it.
His work, I can tell it speaks for him. He's the guy. He's the guy. Anything else that we can look forward to? Time is against us now. We've enjoyed our time together, but the song is available, right, everywhere, digital platforms.
Yes, on Spotify, on Apple's music, and also on YouTube. Actually everywhere, you'll find it everywhere.
And your social media handles?
My social media on Facebook, I'm Nqobile Mtshali, and TikTok as well as Nqobile Mtshali, and Instagram as well, Nqobile Mtshali. And actually everywhere it's Nqobile Mtshali. That's where you'll find me.
I love it, Nqobile. Are you going to work on an album after this?
I'm actually working on an EP. And hopefully also an album launch.
Yes.
One of the things that I'm working into is working on a book as well.
Okay.
So not only am I looking at this age group, but I'm also looking at a smaller age group as well. So I'm busy with a children's book, where to inspire them, just to bring them a different perspective of brokenness as well. We're also bringing about a program of also going to broken families, where the single parents, whereby we also doing a YouTube broadcast where we sit down with those who are single parents and actually go through and take them through the process of how did they manage and how did they go about it, if it's co-parenting, if it's whatsoever. It's just mending all the brokenness, whether it's family, relationship, every area. This is a movement that we're trying to push.
I love it. Push the movement, child of God. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you for taking the time to come chat to us today, and all the best with your future endeavors.
Thank you for having me.
You know that most viral infections start in the nose, so make Songwriter nasal spray your first.
I can't promise all your interviews are going to be this fun. I don't know what these other presenters do out there. I'm joking.